locate the centroid of inverted T section shown in the figure below. This is the given figure. Okay. So here the given figure is a inverted T section, right? And you need to find the centroid of this inverted T section. Okay. So what you need to do here is you need to actually, this complex area has to be divided into or made into simple elemental areas. Okay. And then you need to apply the method of moments. Okay. So let me consider one by one. And first thing is, let us consider G as the center of this figure. Okay. And because it is symmetrical about vertical line, so you will have only the x bar will be equal to 0 and y bar will have some value. Okay. Since it is symmetrical about the y axis, therefore x bar will be equal to 0 and y bar will have some value. And because of that reason, we will be considering x-axis, I mean y-axis through the centroid, just like this, so that because of axis of the symmetry, so x bar will become 0 and y bar has to be calculated. Now what we will do, let us divide the given area into two elemental rectangles as shown in the figure. So we'll have a line like that, so it will divide the given T beam into two rectangles, above rectangle one and the below rectangle another one. Okay, let A1 and A2 be two areas. Okay, because of the division, so A1 and A2 be the two areas. Now let G1 and G2 be corresponding centroids of individual areas. Okay, which is marked like that, because as you know, the centroid of this rectangle. Okay, let us consider area A1. So area A1 centroid will lie exactly at the center. Okay, and area A2, the centroid will lie at the center of this rectangle. Okay, now let us proceed. Let y1 and y2 be the corresponding centroids of individual areas. So you can see the centroid of this G1 will be there at a distance of y1 from the base, I mean x-axis, and G2 will be there at a distance y2. Okay, let us these values be the y1 and y2, you know, right? Next,
Yes,
what
sir.
we need
Yes,
to
sir.
do is, so formula, this is the formula which is there. Actually, I had shown you general formula. Y bar is equal to A1 Y1 plus A2 Y2 plus A3 Y3 plus A4 Y4 divided by A. Okay, that is from method of moments. And X bar is equal to A1 X1 plus A2 X2 plus A3 X3 plus A3, I mean A4 Y X4, just like that, divided by A. But since in this given figure there are only two areas, so you need to consider only two terms, A1 Y1 plus A2 Y2. So that divided by A. And next thing is consider each area, calculate area of each area. So A1 is equal to 200 into 20, 4000 mm square, and Y1 will be nothing but distance of centroid G1 from x-axis, which is equal to 20 by 2, 10 mm. And similarly, if you consider area A2, the dimension of that will become actually from here to here. So this dimension, so from here to here, it will be 180. Okay, because total depth is 200. You can see transparent. I mean, little it is hidden. So 200. Total depth was 200. So minus 20 if you do, it will become 180. So 180 into 20 will become the area of second figure. Next, similarly, y2. Y2 is nothing but distance of G2 from x-axis, which is nothing but 20. So here 20 mm plus 180 divided by 2. So this is actually 180. So that divided by 2 will give you this distance from here to here. So 180 by 2 plus 20 will give you y bar value, y2 value. So 20 plus 180 by 2, which is equal to 110. So next thing is simply you just need to substitute. So just substitute them. Actually, this is 4000. It's not 400. So 4000 into 10. That's A1 into 10 and A2 into 110. Okay, divided by total area, which is, you can just add these two areas, 7600, and that results y bar is equal to 57.37 mm. Right. Next, let us move on to the next problem. Okay. So the meaning of this y bar 57 means from the x-axis, the total centroid will be lying at a distance of 57.37 mm. Okay, all of it clear? Reply me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let us move on to the next problem. Locate the centroid of I section shown in the figure. So this is one of the kind of a cross section. Okay, this is a cross section. Have you seen the railway rails? You can see, you might have seen, right? If you see the cross section, if you cut the rails, you can see this kind of cross section, isn't it? Yes or no? Rails.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that kind of figure we will consider now, because it is made up of three elements. I mean, you can see here there are three distinct areas. So let us divide. We need to divide that similarly in three areas. Okay. Now, because the figure is symmetrical about vertical axis. Okay. So we'll consider x and y axis like this. Since because this figure is symmetrical about vertical axis, so pass y-axis through the vertical axis and x-axis as usual bottommost line. Okay, I've told you the guidelines for considering the x and y-axis. Now, since the figure is symmetrical about y-axis, so x bar is equal to 0, y bar we need to calculate. So let us divide the given figure into three elemental areas. So a1, a2, a3, right? And we need to calculate the y bar value only. Okay, so we need to obtain, and because there are three areas here, so you will be having a formula with three terms: a1 y1 plus a2 y2 plus a3 y3 divided by a. Next, so a1 is equal to 75 into 20, because this is the area, so 75 into 20, right? That's equal to 1500, and a2 is nothing but the 50 is vertical dimension, and actually speaking, this dimension is missing. This is 20 mm. Okay, so 20 mm. So 50 into 20, 1000 mm square. Similarly, a3 is nothing but 50 into 15. Okay, so that's equal to 750 mm square. Next, we need to calculate y1, y2, y3 values. So y1 is nothing but distance of g1 from x-axis, which is equal to 20 divided by 2. Similarly, y2 is nothing but distance of g2 from x-axis, which is equal to 20 plus 50 by 2. This is actually equal to 45. Okay, this is 20 plus 50 by 2, 25. So 20 plus 25, 45. Next, similarly, y3 is nothing but distance of g3 from x-axis, which is equal to 20 plus 50 plus 15 divided by 2, 77.5. That's all. You need to see, you need to apply your mind only when you're calculating the y bar values. Other things, just divide the given area into number of elemental areas and find out the areas of those individual areas separately and substitute them in the moment area method. Okay, so formula which you obtained from method of moments. Okay, so now you can see y bar is equal to, just substitute all those values, y1, a1 into y1, okay, a2 into y2 plus a3 into y3 divided by total area, and that will give you 36.35 mm, right? Next, so that's how you will find out centered of a I section. Next, let us consider L section. So this is very interesting figure, and after this problem, I'll be explaining you how a bird will be designed such a way that it will be resting on its beak. Okay, so all of you concentrate well, and so that it will be very interesting. For the next slide, I'll be showing how we will be developing a bird. Okay, so you may have this kind of L section. Okay, this is a cross sectional area. Okay, now what you need to do, can you anybody tell me where exactly the centroid will lie? Will it be here? Will it be here? Will it be here? Or will it be here? Can anybody guess where exactly the centroid will lie? Kanad, are you there? Hello? Hello? Reply me, one of you. Outside the plane, right? You are right, 100%. So you can see the centroid will be lying outside the plane. Okay, so that these are the given dimensions. So centroid will definitely lie outside the plane of, I mean, it will be plane only, but outside the area, you can say. It's not outside the plane, same plane only, but outside the given area it will lie. So we don't know what exactly the distance x bar and y bar. Since it is not symmetrical, so you need to calculate both x bar and y bar. Okay, now let us consider x and y axis as shown in the figure. So let this be x axis and this be y axis. Always, if you have a bottom face and left face, you can cross the x and y axis through them. Now x bar, y bar will be the centroidal distances. X bar is nothing but distance of centroid from y axis. Y bar is nothing but distance of centroid from x axis. Okay, that way. Now we know the divide the, because it's made up of two areas. Okay, we'll divide this into two areas like this. Let this be A1 and let this be A2, and G1 and G2 be the corresponding the centroids of the figures. Okay, now we know that the area A1 is equal to A1. This is area A1. Okay, you can see yeah, A1 is nothing but 20 into 280. How it is 280? 300 minus 20, it is 280. So A2 is equal to 20 into 300. So 20 is the thickness into 300 is A2, and total area will become 11,600. So we, in order to find out x bar, okay, we need x1, x2, x3 values. Okay, and then we can find out x bar is equal to A1 x1 plus A2 x2 plus, okay, because there are only two areas, therefore A1 x1 plus A2 x2 divided by total area. So A1, I mean x1 is equal to distance of centroid G1 from y-axis, that is called x1, okay, which is equal to 20 plus 280 by 2, okay. So 20 from here to here, 280 by 2 from here to here, so which is equal to 20 plus 280 by 2, it is equal to 140 plus 20, 160 mm. Next, x2 is equal to 20 by 2, which is equal to 10 mm. Right. Similarly, y1, y2 values you can calculate. Y1 is equal to from here to here, which is equal to 10 mm. Okay, and y2 is nothing but distance of G2 from the x-axis, which is equal to 300 by 2. Okay, so which is equal to 300 by 2, 150 mm. Now we will substitute all the values in x bar equation. We know the formula for x bar is equal to A1 into x1, okay, plus A2 into x2 divided by total area. So which will get it equal to x bar is equal to 82.41 mm. Next, y bar is equal to A1 into y1. So A1 is 5,600, y1 is 10 mm, and A2 is 6,000. Actually, this is 6,000. Okay, it's not 600. 6,000 here as well. 6,000. Okay, 6,000 into 150 divided by 11,600. That will give you y bar, and you can see x bar and y bar are same. Okay, so x bar and y bar is equal to 82.41. All of you clear till here? So I'll be taking only 5 minutes to explain how bird will be, developed. Anybody, any doubt till here? Any doubt? No, sir. No, right? Okay. Now let us let me discuss. Okay, how the bird will be developed. Okay, so with the same example. Okay, I'll start. Okay. Now, so actually this previous example there was L section, but what I did is I have rotated by 45 degree. Okay, and we know that the center of that figure will lie outside. And what I did is I had considered x and y axis like this. Okay, it can be anything. So I had considered y axis as perpendicular and x axis horizontal. Okay, now so in order to make a bird out of this L section, okay, previously L section was like this. Okay, just simply I've rotated, right? It was like this, isn't it? So I have just rotated it by 45 degrees. So it was the resultant. Now what you need to do is you just need to add some areas on both the sides so that this side area will be balancing this side. Okay. Similarly, actually speaking, now this is not balancing. What I'll do, I'll let you know. So I have added another area where this side is not balancing. So some area has to be added this side. So one more area, because, and you can see this side area is balancing this side. Okay. Vertically, both the sides it is balancing, but there is no balance in the x direction. So in order to balance in the x direction, I am putting one area here, so that, see, total area this side is more now. So one area I put here, and this area is nothing but it represents the head of the bird. Okay, and now you add the one more area that represents the body of the bird, and so some of the area on this side is balanced. So in our, still it is not balanced, so you put two more areas which will represent its tail. So this completes a bird, and now we have added the area such a way that the total moment of area of these areas about this axis, about this point, will be equal to total moment of areas of these about this point. Okay, so this is how we will be, making a bird. So this, you can see here the how this bird looks like. Okay, this is the tail, body, and the wings. Maybe this shape of the wings may not be proper actually. Here, what you can do, this is one example I had given. So what you can do, you can exactly make some area like this so that it looks like a proper bird itself. Okay, so you can add over here, you can just like this, you can make, so where it looks like a bird wing only. So I have used some triangles. Okay, instead you can use some irregular area as well to make it like a real bird. Okay, exactly this kind of shape you can cut, so that this side area is equal to total this side area, or moment of total this moment of these areas about this point will be equal to moment of all these areas about this point. So that's how we can balance the areas, and that is what we call it as centroid G. And if you consider it as a three-dimensional figure, that will be called as center of gravity. Okay.